Hello, I'm called Whiplash because of my tail. Thank you for clicking on the video, and welcome to another episode of Whip Chatter, the series where you have the opportunity to cause me embarrassment and significant nervous anxiety. This is a temporary arrangement while we wait for our regular host, Lord Skeletor, to accumulate enough patience to return. Now, before I get to this week's questions, I have a surprise gift for our colleague, Skele-Tiny. Skele-Tiny, Skele-Tiny, can you come here for a moment? But please stand very still.
What is it, you green thing?
Well, the production team are aware that you are waiting patiently to receive some miniature cows to look after.
Yes, I am. I love cows. But to be honest, I would be very happy to look after any kind of animal with eyes and legs. It is the care of animals that really interests me.
Well, we have a surprise for you. Close your eyes.
I can't close my eyes. I don't have any eyelids.
Oh.
Show me my surprise immediately.
Okay, here it is. It's a horse.
What's that brown thing?
It's a horse.
I know it's a horse. Why is it here?
Well, we thought you would like one to look after. Skeletor loves horses.
Well, buy him a fucking horse then. I don't have the time or inclination to look after horses.
But it's a nice horse.
Wrong. Where's its eyes and legs?
The eyes are on the side of its head, near the top of its face, and it has some legs underneath the main horse bit.
Yes, I see that now. What a boring animal. Does it do anything? Never mind. Thank you for this inconvenience. Worst gift ever. Come on, horse, this way.
Okay, let's dive into this week's questions.
Woo! This horse is brilliant. I'm having a lot of fun.
So, our first question comes from Jojo, who asks if I have a ninny list. Oh no, I suffer with an extreme aversion to lists. Sometimes I find myself in the middle of making a list by mistake, and I don't know when it will stop, which is the very reason I find lists so distressing. Jojo also wants to know my favourite animal penises. Penises, Jojo!
Penises, Whiplash! Penises, Whiplash!
Hello, spirit of me and spirit of me. Let's find out if Monkeyboy can help us. Monkeyboy!
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 What do you want, Whiplash and Spirit of Whiplash and Spirit of Whiplash?
Can you help us to find many images of animals, Willies?
What, like pigs and ducks?
Yes.
What about cats and koalas?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I can, but I will not. I'm already a person of interest and I don't need that in my search history.
Oh. Sorry, Jojo. I'm going to have to move on. Mimi Rogers asks, do you like Michael Jackson? I don't know. I never met him, and I understand that the window of opportunity has now closed. I still enjoy his music, though. Thanks. Daniel Herrin writes, now that Sydney Sweeney is single, will you be adding more ridges to your tail, or perhaps investing in a coconut oil factory? Miss Sweeney's relationship status is unlikely to have any bearing on my tail anatomy, and I'm afraid I have no experience of any kind of investment. My return question would be, why is there such a fascination with this person?
It's because of her tits, Whiplash.
What's so special about them?
Nobody knows.
I see.
I'm really enjoying this horse.
Andrew asks if I have any investment advice. Yes, I have a wealth of investment experience, and I'd be happy to share some tips. If you are new to investing, it's wise to start with something easy, with proven results. I advise becoming involved with one or more pyramid schemes to gain experience and the opportunity to network with like-minded, success-driven individuals. Any pyramid scheme will do, but I would suggest starting with companies with no track record which sell party supplies, cheap cosmetics, or sex toys. My next tip is to go all in with your investment. Throw every last penny into it. If you are able to use your house or car as collateral, it will afford you greater peace of mind. Try to avoid investing in things that have no long-term prospects, such as hairdressing, funeral and cremation services, or lawn maintenance. If market demand for these types of services declines suddenly, your investment could be locked up in equipment and materials that have no inherent value. Finally, if you should choose to try playing the stock market, you must always buy low, sell high. There are literally no other factors involved. Thanks, and good luck. Retro Toy Guy Sai asks, who would be the best female C-list celebrity to deal with a squirrel infestation dressed only in a bikini? The thumbnail bait, thank you. And when are they coming to sort out your squirrel infestation? Now, it's a good question, but there are only 2 female celebrities that fit the criteria. One of them is Amanda Holden, but she doesn't guarantee the safety of the squirrels, so the only reasonable choice is Micah Monroe. She not only removes the squirrels with minimal violence, she also washes them and takes them to her very own Squirrel Island, which has been set up to accommodate around 75,000 squirrels or squirrel-adjacent animals and provides a wide range of squirrel enrichment activities. Thanks for your concern. Nick from the Action Podcast asks if I've seen the new Snow White movie. No, you pillock.
Whee! Look at what I'm doing!
Are you just running around in circles?
Yes!
Weapon Zero writes, with Skeletor gone, have you considered creating a union for yourself and the other minions? No, for several reasons. Firstly, we are currently all flapping about like headless chickens and are nowhere near organised enough to form a union. Secondly, without Skeletor here, we are technically unemployed, so being members of a union wouldn't be realistically beneficial. Thirdly, we would need Skeletor to come back and tell us how to go about creating a union, which he would then not let us join. It's something of a zero-sum game. Thanks, Weapon. Zantara was paying attention to Skeletor's browsing history last week and noticed he'd been searching the Monkeyboy's Toys channel and asks if he's plotting a sinister act of revenge sabotage. Well, you may be right, Zantara. Skeletor is fiercely competitive and monitors Monkeyboy's channel very closely to compare subscriber count and viewing figures. We all know that this channel is of superior entertainment value and that Monkeyboy's channel is little more than a show and tell, and we encourage Skeletor to continue gatecrashing the idiots' videos to derail them and raise awareness of the SkeleTalk channel. Perhaps you could all help us by leaving a comment on Monkeyboy's latest video, simply asking, "Are you a knob?" Thanks. Paul Wilson asks if I could write a poem about butterflies. Yes, in fact, I'm about to blow your mind. First, here's a modern poem about my love of butterflies. They move like wind-torn petals, spirits of colour trembling in the air. Is the dust of their wings a spice or sorrow? Holding memories of 1,000 flowers, so calm, so peaceful, so delicate. Remind of beauty, serenity, dreams. One large bowl and a side of fries, please. Next, here are 2 haiku about these insects. They flutter, then fall. A snack of wings and whispers, gone with a soft crunch. Colours drift like dreams, a delicate airborne treat, swallowed in silence. And finally, a standard rhyming poem detailing my enthusiasm for the creatures. A flicker, a shimmer, a colourful spark, flitting through flowers all day until dark, dancing through meadows in soft summer breeze, but watch as I catch them with pleasure and ease. A flick of my tail and a swift little snatch, a morsel of flavour so easy to catch. They play in the fields and waltz in the sky, but I like to eat them, in my mouth they die. A whisper of nectar, a trace of the sun, I crush them to bits and the meal has begun. Their flavour a mixture of petals and peace, the soft crunch of their bodies and sometimes their knees. Wings like frail paper melt on my tongue. I used to eat wasps, but I often got stung. Stephen Gray has a very sensible and serious question of significant societal relevance. He writes, in an all-out war between the fruit and vegetable armies, which side would be most likely victorious, and what would be the deciding factor in this apocalyptic, food-based clash? These are sobering questions to consider. Here are my thoughts. In any natural food conflict, fruits have the tactical advantage of superior mobility, as, unlike vegetables, they are not usually rooted into the ground. The maneuverability of fruit allows them to deploy in unpredictable ways, and their seeds are more easily spread by wind, water, and wildlife. The fruits generally work closely together with berries, an alliance which presents a formidable strength in numbers. A fruits and berries attack is confusing, wet, and full of overwhelming combinations of flavour and aroma. Their tactics are messy and frightening. However, the fruit's ability to withstand a sustained assault is poor. They have little to no defensive capabilities, and they cannot function in hot weather conditions. They can fight effectively when frozen, but this is usually a sacrificial act, as when they return to ambient temperature, they are useless for anything except covert puree operations. A vegetable army is usually defended well, with many individuals favouring foxholes and fortified bunkers. It is very difficult to break a front-line vegetable battalion, and gaining territory from them is time-consuming, requiring patience and determination. They fight well in all weather conditions, and their attack strategies are simple and often devastating. Fruits may occupy the higher ground, but the vegetables' clever use of camouflage can allow them to infiltrate enemy territory and cause surprise damage. In skirmishes between fruits and vegetables, there is, however, a wild card factor to consider. This, of course, comes in the form of the tomato family. Both sides claim an alliance with the tomatoes, whose loyalty to either side seems arbitrary, although the tomato army generally chooses to play a supportive role, which is rarely decisive, but historically tends to lead to a political stalemate. Technically, tomatoes are part of the fruit alliance, but this is a strained relationship, and the tomatoes have on many occasions been known to cooperate with the vegetables behind the scenes. Of course, the loyalty of the tomato is a moot point if the conflict sees the use of sauce warfare. If the vegetables deploy gravy and the fruits launch custard countermeasures, the tomatoes will immediately retreat into sympathetic cheese and meat territories. Thank you, Stephen. We round out the episode with a question from General Stephen Jones of our Expansion Division, who asks if I have spent any time composing a personal anthem. Oh, yes, I have, and I'm very happy with it. Here it is. Let me know what you think of it. Oh shit, can you see through the swamp's misty sheen a lizard so lively who just loves to tumble? His magnificent tail is a sight to be seen. He cannot sit still, and his brain is a jumble. Through Snake Mountain he'll dash, into furniture crash, see him trip on his tail, and through window then smash. Oh, Whiplash, you stupid green professional lizard idiot, shouting penis at Skeletor all of the time. And that's another episode released into the wild. Let's hope it doesn't get lost and starve to death. If you had fun with us today, why not give the video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who enjoys words? I'll be back next week with more of your comments and questions. Toodaloo!